Now, from across the tri-states, this is KHQA Sports.
And tip-top of the evening, everybody, my internet friends, and welcome to this extended edition of Sports Final. And make room in the pool tonight for our friends from Western Illinois and Southeast Iowa, because it's a full football quorum out there, cats and kittens. Our guy Will Wilson will be on in just a bit to tell you about all the fun in Northeast Missouri, including a huge win for the Hannibal Pirates and a big bounce back for the Knox County Eagles. But I've got more pressing business to attend in the land of Lincoln, where Rick Little's homecoming at sorts at Edwardsville did not go at all according to script, as the Blue Devils struggled to mount any kind of offense against the Tigers, who are ranked 7th in Class 8A football. And Edwardsville looks every bit of that, beating the Blue Devils, handing Quincy High an 0-1 record to start the season. 34-9 was your final there. To the WIVC we go. KHQA Game of the Week at Camp Point. Central hosting upstart West Central, everybody's preseason darling. And of course, Alex Ebbing with a sort of homecoming. He used to coach the offensive line for Brad Dixon. 2 years later, his offensive line at West Central, darn good. Setting up Luke Weeder on 3rd down for a first down pickup. Moments later, on 2nd and 13, check out Kobe Hoover making the smooth transition from quarterback to wingback. And how smooth it was. 43 yards in for the score, made it 6-0. The Cougars would need no more offense than that the rest of the night. The linebacking crew ferocious for West Central. Jacob Barnes leading that charge right here. Then it's Tyler Strohacker getting into the offensive backfield, snuffing out Brody Bivens, who had a tough time finding any kind of oxygen. Strohacker's good. Barnes with an even better hit. It was like one-upsmanship as Central gets held to just 200 yards of total rushing on the night. Strohacker and company like Superman as West Central opens their season on a fantastic note. Alex Ebbing, by the way, now 2-0 in KHQA Games of the Week as his team gets the victory. 20-0 was your final. Just up the road, Brown County looking for the upset of 4th-ranked Carrollton, your defending state runner-up. They've changed a lot of the pieces, but new quarterback Wade Pro looks pretty darn good, hooking up with Alex Boker right here for the touchdown strike. Brown County, though, would answer, building a 14-6 lead at the half. Jack Hulvey going to provide the touchdown splash from a yard out right here. The rest was all about the Hornet defense. Caden Beheimer about to come up with some ferocious pass rushing on Mr. Pro that he probably will feel in the morning, being black and blue, as the Brown County Hornets win and open their season on a much better note 1 year later. 26-14 was your final. High drama tonight in Mendon. Kevin Krienemeyer's team leading Pleasant Hill Western 14-6 at the half. The defense playing well early on for the Mustangs in the second half. This is James Logsdon leading a coterie at that point of Mustangs to try to come back and snuff things out. Look at this. Unity looking for more. Great hit by Logan Smith of Pleasant Hill Western right there. After Pleasant Hill had tied it up at 14 apiece, looking for the 2-point conversion right here, Unity was all over it. Dayton, Lord, Corey Miller among those making the splash on that. And so we go again. Pleasant Hill up 14, or tied 14 apiece with Unity, trying to do something in the red zone. But a fumble right here recovered by Luke Crow gives Unity life at the end of regulation. Great pass here from Brody Dunker to Jarrett Dunker. That sets up big yardage and a chance to try to take a stab at the end zone just at the end of regulation. Still tied at 20. Seth Moyer had other ideas, the quarterback and defensive back, with a nice pick right there to send it to OT. In OT, it would be Pleasant Hill Western going first, and Corby Edwards scores right there. Good stuff from him from a yard out to give his team the 20-14 lead. 2-point conversion attempt, though, again snuffed out as Cole Dusterhouse comes up with a big sack right there, or tackle for loss, I should say. First play for Unity, they get a chance. It only took one play to get into the end zone. The big fella, Brody Dunker at quarterback, just dragging people into the end zone for the tie. And then Dunker, as fate would have it, would line up for the PAT. Smart choice by Kevin Krienemeyer. Remember, his team went winless last season. He took the easy route, and the easy route worked. Made it very simple. That is the PAT for a walk-off winner, as the Unity Mustangs are winless no more. They knock off Pleasant Hill Western. 20-21 was your final in that ball game. Elsewhere tonight on the WIVC scoreboard, we've got a lot to tell you about. Bad night for the North on basically all fronts here. Starts off with Triopia losing to Calhoun by a 12-20 margin. Also on the docket tonight, Beardstown's debut in the WIVC spoiled by North Green. And it was Jacksonville Route ending up on the losing end of a decision, 36-6. to Greenfield Northwestern. Quincy Notre Dame at home, battle of state-ranked teams. Boy, only one of them looked state-ranked, and it wasn't the homestanders. Opening kickoff to James Robinson, Iowa pledge. You see why right here, 94-yard kickoff to set things off. We speeded up for you, and Q&E was on its heels from start to finish in this ball game. Raider offense trying to get something going. Some nice passing here from Landon Hemming to those great big daddies, as Bill Cannell calls them. Jacob Mayfield with a nice catch, then Hemming up top to Ben Welper, but it was all for naught as Mr. Robinson about to go to work. This touchdown would tie the IHSA all-time career mark, and it is a thing of beauty, but he's not done as Mr. Robinson deliver a 55-yarder as well to set the new IHSA mark. He's only 1,800 yards going into the night away from becoming the state's all-time rushing leader. Robinson every bit as good as billed. So too was Lutheran. The third-ranked team in the state destroys the seventh-ranked team in the state. Final count in this one was 62-7. How about Illini West with the other Rockford? Rockford Christian, not nearly as good. A lot of Christian Peacock in this game. A little setup action, and then from 15 yards out, he's going to plunge home. Peacock, the converted guard, now fullback, had a big night with 200 yards and scored the touchdown right there. Later, it's Kyle Tanner coming into your living room with a touchdown as well of 34 yards. All Illini West in this ball game as they get the win, blowing out Rockford Christian to open their season strong, 48-16. Tough road trip to El Paso Gridley next week for the Chargers. West Hancock trying to open their seasonal winner. Good stuff right off the bat right here. Oh my goodness, John Swanson on the bottom of that pile with the quarterback sack of sorts. However, the quarterback from South Fork would get revenge. His team would score first in this one as Seth Foster going to reverse field on everybody, plunge into the end zone, give his team the early lead, but the Titans were undaunted in this game. Took a little while for the offense to get ramped up. Will Fox and company would eventually get that done and play very well in this game as West Hancock is a winner out of the gate. 28-12 your final. Nice start for Travis Cook's crew as well. Not so much in the west of the West Central Conference as it was a tough loss tonight for Macomb, who went scoreless at home against Bartonville Limestone. Tough schedule for Kelly Sears' crew. And Pittsfield loses at home tonight to Monrose 34-14 in the Sangamo opener, although that's against a West Central Conference team. Still, Pittsfield a loser to open the season. Jacksonville taking on Springfield Lanphier on the road tonight, and right off the bat, this is Joe Varela with a 1-yard touchdown to give, at that point, to give the team a 28-14 lead, and then the fun starts for Jacksonville. They'd come back in this game. The cannon, Joe Brannon, hooks up with James White. He stopped just short, but Brannon to the White on the next possession would produce wonderful things right here. The cannon unleashed. Oh, good stuff to come right here. Joe Brannon going to be looking right here for Mr. White on the 40-yard hookup. That's why he's such a great quarterback. That's such a great combination. Then Brannon to White again, this time for a 15-yard touchdown. After trailing by 14 early, or at least 2 touchdowns early, all about the Jacksonville Crimsons. Nice catch right there by Mr. White as they end up winning this game by the final count in this one. As you see right there on the scoreboard, Jacksonville wins 46-38 was your final. Also, Rushville Industry, a winner tonight over Havana Midwest Central, 34-0. Ryland Heineck and Colton Boyd, each over 100 yards on the night. Big game coming up for Rushville Industry at home. Tell you what, next week, maybe game of the week. So Rushville Industry, somebody to keep on your radar. Also, South Fulton, too much for Bushstoll West Prairie, beating the Sparklones by the final count in this one of, as you see right there, 34-26 to start the season as well. And as you saw, Jacksonville, a winner over Lanphier, 46-34 is your final. And now, here's Will Wilson.
Well, if there were any time to gain some early season momentum for the Hannibal Pirates, tonight was the night. Jeff City Helias in town at Porter Stadium. Coming off their Week 1 loss, the Pirates, you could say, were out for blood in this one. Hannibal coming off their blowout win over against MICDS last week. Dylan Powell and company waiting with open arms tonight. And speaking of Mr. Powell, big sack from him right there. He had 4.5 sacks on the night, 9 total tackles for the Purdue commit right there. More Pirates getting in on the act. Mika Tanganyika, he's been doing some weightlifting, knocks the defender down right there. Beautiful stuff from him. And then it would be time for Shamar the Magnificent. This guy was all over the field tonight, bursting off on one of his long runs of the night, almost in Helias territory right there. Shamar is all pumped up, and you can see why. How about this run? He's just zigzagging all over the place between the Helias defense. You're not going to see a better run than this season, I'll tell you that. Griffith finished with 229 yards on the ground for 4 touchdowns. Not too shabby, as the Pirates, they get the monkey off their back and beat Helias 49-35. Up the road, Bowling Green at Palmyra tonight. First quarter, Palmyra already up 6-0. Kevin Miles defense, all kinds of good. BG looking to the air. James Easley, no fly zone from him. He's going to pick that one off right on the sideline. Looks like he was going to take this one all the way to the house, but he gets knocked out of bounds right there. And then the Panthers drive would start, and Travis Harvey, one of his 2 touchdowns on the ground today, 102 yards rushing. He had a ball game for the Panthers as they would go up 12-0 at that point. How about Mr. Philip Bland as well? This kid was all over the field, going to get the handoff, and nobody is going to catch him. Into pay dirt right there. Palmyra cruising at this point. And then how about Mr. Bland again? Going to finish off these highlights with a beautiful pick 6. Going to get tipped. How about that? Johnny on the spot. He's going to take that one all the way into the house. Palmyra has no problem tonight as they take down Bowling Green at 52-0. How about Clark County taking on Centralia in this one? First quarter, Clark County QB Brendan Boatman going deep. He's going to be intercepted, though, by Donovan Dowell right here. Beautiful ball skills from him as he's going to read that one easily, take it down the sidelines, and Centralia would be in business. A few drives later, Boatman would be in trouble again. However, Isaac Williamson sacked on Boatman right there for a 10-yard loss. Second quarter, Centralia up 14-0. How about Sam Haskamp right here? Long run from him. He's cutting around the Indians' defenses. The big fella rolling right there as he would finish it up in a plunge into the end zone. Centralia, no doubt about it, as they take down Clark County 40-0 over the Indians. Some scores from the Clarence Cannon to pass along to you. We just saw that one as Centralia gets it done over Clark County. Macon, a nice bounce back win for them as they take down Monroe City 26-22. South Shelby bouncing back as well. Sidney Weir, huge day on the ground with 2 touchdowns. Bryce Pfeiffer added 4 touchdowns as well. Also, Brookfield, too much for Highland as they get it done at 49-7. How about some more football? Knox County fans have been talking about Noah Talton all summer as they were taking on Scotland County in this one, and runs like this, you can see why they're talking about this young man. Spinning off defenders, dragging people for yards and yards, and then his offensive linemen are going to push him down just about to the 34-yard line. Second quarter, Knox County's Hayden Miller is going to take the ball outside right here, and he'd have reservations for 6 as he doesn't stop and goes into the house. 8-0 Knox County at this point. Third quarter, Nick Edwards going to be looking to the air. He's going to be looking for Mr. Miller as well. And how about this grab? Go up and get it, young fella. Nice grab from him as Knox County will take a 14-0 lead at this point. Fighting back, though, Scotland's Gage Dog. He's going to catch one over the middle right here. They only have one man to beat, but Lane Couch of Knox County, he's going to save the TD for a moment right here. Be down just inside the 6-yard line, and then Aaron Buford, he's going to hit Ryan Slaughter for the nice touchdown pass right there, make it 14-8. But the Eagles are going to get it done as Knox County beats Scotland County 22-8 in this ball game. 2 scores to pass along to you. Clopton-Ellsbury, they get it done on North Shelby tonight, 42-14. And Mark Twain keeps on rolling, 43-15 over Pearson. Also, Van Far, no match for Missouri Military Academy. Chris, up to Iowa.
Let's talk about Centralia preseason darlings from everyone. The defense showing why for Randy Hoffman tonight. Great effort right there by Brandon Doyle setting a tone. Then it's the defensive lineman, Dakota Oberman, coming up with the fumble, and Centralia's offense going to go to work from there. The Ethan Barnett show going to do most of the heavy lifting on this drive, and why not? Kid has broad shoulders and great feet, as you are about to watch. Just look at the feet. It's like Matrix type stuff right there. Look at the jukes. Great move from him. Barnett not done on this drive. As I said, he's going to push the chains a couple of different times, and he can flat get it done. Barnett, great rushing effort right here. Again, to move the sticks and set things up for his quarterback, Garrett Holtkamp, who's going to do it all on his own to punch home the score right here. Centralia opens its season very impressively, although Keokuk trying to come back from Matt McGackey in this game. Sean Longshore with a nice bit of running, maybe the highlight of the night offensively. However, Keokuk could not sustain any kind of offense in this game as they end up losing to a very good Centralia team, 27-0. News not good for Fort Madison either as they lose on the road to West Burlington Notre Dame. Final count in that one was 49-14. Will, soccer?
That's right. First round of the Q&D tourney. Raiders wasted little time getting rolling in this one. How about Mitchell Murphy? Going to put down the beautiful pass right on the ground right there. Macker Little, he's going to finish that off in the back of the net as Q&D would take an early lead. from the corner restart. Aubrey Reese going to be left unmarked right in front of the net. How can you do that? For the captain right there, he's going to put that one in the right side of the net. QD continues to roll after that, and then we'd see a nice cross. How about Reese? Just beautiful spin move. Macker Little, thundering kick right there, right off the bar and in. QD rolls, no doubt about it, as they beat Montini Lombard 7-0 in, or Lombard Montini. Got that a little bit confused. 7-0. Despite that, the Raiders get it done. How about the QHS soccer tournament as well? Uneven first half for the Blue Devils here, but Riley Roth going to be doing some nice work, deking out the defender right there, finishing that one up on the breakaway to make it 1-0 in favor of the Blue Devils. Later, J.D. San, he's going to find Mr. Riley Roth again right here. Beautiful pass as Mr. San, he had a big game against Beardstown the other day. 2-1 in favor of QHS at that point, and then J.D. San again distributing. He'd be finding Walker Todd right here to start the second half. Coach Longer did not like how his team played in the first half. Let him know about it, and they sure responded for 4 second-half goals as QHS gets it done over Helias 6-1 today. Chris, finish us up.
Hannibal with a big-time win at home over Ellsbury. Jack Bauman leading the way with 4 goals on the night for him. And Quincy Notre Dame in golf up at Monmouth finishes 4th. Nathan Habing ends up as partial medalist on the day, though. And Quincy Notre Dame was only, I think, 5 strokes off the lead. So 4th out of 4 teams at Monmouth-Roseville, but still pretty good effort for the Raiders. We're all out of time. Overtime tomorrow right here at 10:30. We will have lots of soccer, some football for you, all kinds of goodies. We'll catch you then, everybody. Have a great weekend.